Hi parents, this is the first time I've made a video for parents, so excuse me if I'm a little nervous, but I just kind of want to calm everybody's nerves about this math project and make the directions just a little bit clearer. So your kids should have come home with some lime green papers that gives you the guidelines, but I'm going to go more in depth with them. So the things that you'll need for your project is poster board. Some of the poster board is green, some was blue, and there was also white. And you will also need some coordinate grids. If you don't have access to a printer, I can print some for you. Your kids can also draw their coordinate grids directly onto the poster board, or they can draw it just on a blank piece of paper so that they can glue it down. If they do choose to draw it, I would like for them to use a ruler just so the lines are straight and we're not going all over looking for where the ordered pairs belong. So the first thing that you saw on your green sheets are the neighborhood checklist. So you have a neighborhood checklist, neighborhood number 2 checklist, and then a zoo checklist. So I'm just going to go through checklist number 1. So it first says your house must be exactly 5 units from the hospital. Now, if you notice, the directions don't give you an exact location of the hospital. So your kids can put it wherever they want to. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to look, okay, local hospital. On my coordinate grid, I'll just put it at 18.3. And then they can go through and draw it. So there's 18.3. I just put a dot in the middle of it. It would be very helpful if they also labeled it for me so I can see exactly what that building is. Now, going back to the first sheet, it says your house must be exactly 5 units from the hospital. It doesn't say if it has to be 5 units up, 5 units down, left, or right. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 units up. And I'm, again, going to label that. And the kids really have the freedom to make these buildings look like whatever they want to. A couple students said, well, can we glue the coordinate graph down our poster board and then make our buildings 3D and glue them on there? That's absolutely fine. So my house is plotted at 18.9. So I'm going to go back here to this sheet and I'm going to write down next to the house where it says ordered pair, I'm going to put 18.9. And it's super important that kids use the parentheses and the comma within their ordered pair. A lot of times on EOGs and benchmarks, they'll give them an answer choice that does not include parentheses and commas. And if they don't have that really ingrained in their memory that has to be there for an ordered pair, a lot of times they'll pick it and they'll miss it. So I'll go through all of the other houses, all the other buildings, I'm sorry. It does have mall and aquarium on here. It has coffee shop on there. If you notice, it doesn't give you something exactly for the movie theater. Excuse me. The kids really just have the freedom to put those things that aren't listed with specifications anywhere they want to on their coordinate grid. So let's say this is where I put my movie theater, just up here in the top. If they could just put a nice dot for me to see exactly what they're talking about, really their ordered pair. So that one I would write down 632. I would put that next to movie theater. But like I said, there's really no guidelines for the movie theater. The only ones that have guidelines are house, hospital, mall, aquarium, coffee shop, and fire station. If it's not listed here on the checklist, it still needs to be on your coordinate grid, but it doesn't really have a specification. So once I have all 8 buildings on my coordinate grid, either the one I printed or the one I drew, I'm going to take it and I'm going to glue it onto my poster board. Maybe you could tape it. I think it'll stick better if you glue it. You're going to continue that with Neighborhood 2 and then also the zoo. Now, all this, sorry, I'm doing this without gluing it. All this blank space they have is really where they have their creative freedom, where they can put lakes, ponds, parks. I told them to put Target. They can put anything they want in this area. So this poster board really represents their city. And within that city, you have 2 neighborhoods and a zoo. Then you follow the guidelines on those green papers, but all the extra white space is that extra space that the kids just have creative freedom to add whatever else they want to their house or their city. I'm sorry. I told them that they can be creative as they want to be. They could paint, they could use crayons, they could use markers. They can use real grass and glue it down if they want to. The possibilities are really endless. I hope this helped. Let me know if you have any more questions. But yeah, I'm really excited to see these. They're due on September 20th, so not this Friday, but the following Friday.